I'm Lee Camp, and this is your moment of clarity. I was listening to a speech by Sir Kenneth Robinson in which he referenced a study done with kindergartners that showed that 98% of them scored in the genius level on divergent thinking, which is kind of like creativity. They were tested 8 years later, and hardly any of them scored in the genius range. Basically, our schools beat the creativity out of us in an impressively efficient manner. If a person were tasked with devising a creativity annihilation equation, they could hardly do better than the schools of the United States of America, with Carlos Mencia coming in at a close second. Our schools do not teach much more than rote memorization and sometimes hard work. If you have a photographic memory, then you are a straight A student. Doesn't matter if you're more ethically bankrupt than Dick Cheney, more socially inept than Charles Manson, less creative than Snooki, and have less emotional intelligence than Charlie Sheen. You could still be the valedictorian. The closest our schools get to teaching anything about emotion is a Sylvia Plath poem and the gym coach slapping your ass during a basketball game and leaving his hand there a little too long. Alright, a lot too long. The closest they get to helping you explore your senses is teaching you that if you close your eyes when you bite into a Salisbury steak, it almost tastes like something that came from an animal. Our schools turn the dumb kids into mindless workers who fear nothing more than breaking from the accepted path, and turn the smart kids into corporate drones who fear nothing more than coming in second place and not grabbing up as much green paper as the next guy. If you took those kindergartners who were so good at thinking outside the box, who didn't just see a crayon as something to use to color inside the lines, but also as something to stick up their noses, who picked up a rock and pretended it was a magical dragon, who didn't just use pipe cleaners to clean their pipes out, but also used them to stick up their noses. If you took those kids and fostered their minds in different ways, you would almost certainly have a different world. One with more artists than lawyers, more philosophers than corporate cunts, more mad inventors than marketers, and if nothing else, a world with sparkling, clean noses. And that sounds like a better world to me. This has been your Moment of Clarity. I'm Lee Camp. Check out the Moment of Clarity podcast, which comes out 3 times a week. It's only 10 minutes long. It's a breath of fresh air. You see what I did there with the breath of fresh air? It's incredibly clever. No, really, it's just so fucking clever. Anyway, check it out at leecamp.net/moment-of-clarity. Thank you.
We got no plans at all. Evil man's always transcending. Fighter like sheep, swallow everything. Always simpletons or pretending. We got no plans at all. Evil man's always transcending.